I gotta pull up the candy shit plot because I forgot.
Yeah, I was just reading it too.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't have time.
God damn it.
It the plot summary is pretty interesting though.
Oh, you just got spoiled.
That's okay.
Oh well, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So the last two questions that we have, I had imagined they'd go pretty quickly. Oh wait, let me close my door.
Get that privacy, dude. What if your parents see us together? I think he's away from his mic. Oh, yeah, he is. Dude, you gotta get that privacy, man. What if they see us together?
And they just saw a full fucking hour and a half of us sitting with our shirts off.
Oh, man. You know, I got a fucking question.
Yeah.
Why the hell can't people recognize Aang? He wears the same goddamn clothing all the time. But he covers up his fucking tattoo, and then they're like, oh, I guess it's just some other guy wearing orange and yellow that we've never seen before because nobody else wears that shit. Must be somebody else wearing exactly the same clothes.
No, I agree. I thought about this, and I was like, okay, like, he's the only person that wears, like, the Air Nomad outfit. But then part of me thought about it, and I was like, okay, like, maybe, like, just because they have been technically wiped out in 100 years, like, it isn't common knowledge to, like, remember what the Air Nomad outfits look like.
But then they go into the Fire Nation's, like, festival.
Okay, that part I was like, okay, like, that was a little dumb.
It's like, what the hell? Also, the Earth people, too. Like, at this point, it's like, I don't know. Actually, the Earth makes sense because... Oh, you haven't gotten to that part, but I'm not going to spoil it. What's up, guys? Welcome to our bonus episode.
Bonus episode number 3, baby.
Yeah. The only podcast where we love you almost as much as your dad doesn't.
We take the absolute value of how much your dad loves you, and it's in the negatives, and then it's positive.
So it becomes positive,
yeah. So we love you.
Love equals absolute value of father's love. So if your dad's neutral, I'm sorry.
Well, then it's still 0.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck. Yeah. We're as indifferent as your father is to you. Could you imagine, like, an indifferent father? It's like,
yeah, like my dad.
Take you. Oh, yeah. Like, oh yeah, I could take you to the park, or I could just not. Either way.
And he's like, or I could just take you to the park and leave you there. So that also could.
Or it's like you have to remind him to take you back, or else he won't. It's just like he doesn't go out of his way to do anything. Or it's like, honey, can you feed the kid? I can. I could.
May you feed the kid?
honey, feed the kid. I'm not. I want a divorce.
From the kid.
From the kid, yeah.
Oh, man.
We need a vacation from the kid.
Oh. Well, we didn't get to answer all of our 4 questions, or all of our questions on last episode. So I thought we could answer.
Good save.
I thought we could answer the last 2.
The last 6.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, I think that's fine.
For your question.
Yeah, no, I forgot I left my Facebook open. Okay. Well, I'll just close it.
Nice.
Stupid Facebook. Okay. So, first question. Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Anything can be an instrument.
Yeah.
Actually,
I should have brought this up.
What?
Oh, because I was Maraca mayonnaise.
Wait. Okay, so we've already proved that mayonnaise.
We already proved mayonnaise is an instrument.
And it's not the container; it was the mayonnaise that was making the noise because it's just jangling around. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I have a plan. My plan is I don't know how to do FL Studio, right. There's there's so many fucking plugins. There's like tens of thousands of plugins. Can't learn them all, or I can start learning some, but I don't want to. So I was like, what if I just like use things to make different noises, you know, and like just recorded that. So like the click of my mouse or my keyboard or whatever. I can click my mouse because it might fuck up the recording, or like tearing off a piece of Kleenex. Oh yeah.
Oh.
And then use that as like pitch shift that, fuck with that, you know, just with basic ass like tools like EQs and stuff. And then like, yeah.
And then do what with it? Or like just for fun?
Make a song with it.
Oh, okay. Like so like just sampling everything in your environment.
Yeah. And then, so that way, in that sense, mayonnaise is an instrument. Because like,
that's true. Fucking get
just get a bowl of mayonnaise and slap it, and slosh it into the mic.
Just mix it around, give it a little.
Yeah. So whenever I get to actually fucking doing my shit and like getting my shit together, and I release something, you might hear some mayonnaise in my song. You won't know it's mayonnaise, hopefully. But there'll be mayonnaise.
Be like, you're like, this song was only made with mayonnaise.
This song was made from the music of my people. A little bit of white culture for you.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. All right, so we did answer that question. Yeah, no, it happens time to time. Like usually you're not funny, but
most of the
sometimes you get lucky.
I would say 99%, 99 times out of 100. That one time, you know. 10 jokes, 10 podcasts. One of these was funny.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to hear our final question?
Oh.
Right.
You sure you're not gonna find 4 more somewhere? Or maybe you'll find 8 more?
Just scores more.
Yeah.
Scores
I think we just got 6 more questions from,
shit.
You know. Wow.
That's awesome. That's great.
Got 100 more questions from my poll on Twitter. Or whatever.
Okay, so the last question is, do you know Joe?
Joe.
Joe Mama.
No, I was gonna. Damn it!
Oh, fuck! I thought you were playing.
I'll just cut it out.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
It's like Joe. Joe. Yeah. Where's he from? I might know him.
He's from Candace. You heard of Candace?
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of Candace. Joe from Candace. And that's Candace as in Candace nuts been in your mouth?
I've heard so the version I've heard well actually okay. Ask me the Joe thing. Oh, it froze. Oh.
I think we might have to pause. My laptop just died. We'll be back momentarily.
Yo. What?
Oh, my Bluetooth is disconnected.
That was weird.
Dude, my fucking computer died. It didn't.
It just died?
It was low.
Oh.
I didn't even know.
You just froze, and I was like, build up. And it just kept happening.
Hold on. I can't hear you. Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay, good. Hello?
Yeah, I fucking, what is it? Oh, we didn't clap sync.
Oh, let's do that. Ready? Well, I guess we don't have to do it at the same time.
Okay. As long as we should still be synced on the other one, as long as we didn't cut.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
That was fucking weird. Hi guys.
That was weird.
Just when you thought I wouldn't have to cut. Oh, did I miss a cut in a previous episode?
Who cares?
There might be an episode out there where I was like, oh, we got to cut, and then I never did because I forgot about it. I'm pretty sure. No, I think I'm 100% sure that there's an episode that we released recently that I didn't realize we needed to cut.
I'm not sure. I think it's fine.
Oh, well.
Who cares?
Sorry, guys.
Who cares? All right.
I
Well,
mean,
sorry about that.
I did
sorry
that
for the technical
intentionally.
difficulties.
Yeah, sorry about that. I will actually cut this time. I just gotta remember episode 8 bonus or whatever, episode 10 bonus. Let me write that down. Okay, where did we leave off? You were saying, what were you saying?
All right, you gotta ask me about Joe.
Yeah. Hey, do you know Joe?
Yeah. Do you know about the Sugandese crisis?
The what? Repeat that.
The Sugandese crisis.
Oh yeah, the Sudanese crisis. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know about
Sugandese
the,
nuts.
Steamroll. I'm gonna get it out anyways. Well, hold on, let me try it again. Let's do the whole thing again.
All right, let's try again.
Do you know Joe?
Yeah.
Joe Mama.
Or you just say the wrong one entirely. You're like, do you know Joe? And I'm like, yeah. You're like Candace Dick.
Do you know? Well, do you know Joe and Candace?
No, who are Joe and Candace?
As in Candace Dick fitting Joe Mama.
Nice. Classic.
Or it's
fucking bars. I wonder who came up with that, dude. Fucking awesome. Fucking.
I know, right? Why couldn't we have the patent on Candy's nuts jokes or Joe Mama jokes? Damn.
And to think that I used to not be a fan of them, like, ridiculous. What? Yeah, like I used to think they were like. I was like, man, that shit isn't fucking. I was like, what is this? D's nuts, man. Get your ass out of here. And then I was like,
D's
oh,
nuts?
This is peak comedy.
Wait, I'm so just confused. Wait, no, I did cut it out.
What episode are you talking about?
Sorry, I'm still on that whole thing because I had to write down on my phone where I needed to cut.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say 12 minutes. I think I did cut it out. Which I mean, if you're listening to this, you know what I'm talking about, or you may be confused as I am. And if that's the case, then I did end up cutting it out because I sent you a doc of where to cut, right? For the
you didn't
video.
Are you talking about bonus episode 2?
I think so.
Because those weren't times to cut. Those were when we were putting in the pictures.
No.
And I added the pictures. I don't know if you watched it, but it was pretty fucking funny.
Hold on. Yeah, of course I watched it, buddy. I watched
Bro, you okay? Well, if you had watched it, you would have seen something.
Oh no! Did I not do that? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't cut it out. Shit. Well, sorry guys. We're bad at this.
That's okay.
Do we finish answering the question? Oh yeah, instrument.
No, we finished that one. We were on Joe Mama. Do you know Joe?
That's right. Do you know Joe?
So I think we fucking killed it. So
we got not a single serious question. I love our viewers. I love you, viewer.
But that's okay. That's okay. We did appreciate the questions regardless. I mean, and like we don't have to put anything on our story. If you want to just reach out to us, feel free to do so.
Yeah. Please do.
Please do.
Where the fuck did I... Ass. Alright, well, I'm still stuck on that. I'm going to be stuck on that for a while. We should just move on.
I think our DMs are open, so you should be able to like...
My DMs are open. You can ask how tall I am. I'm 6'6", 2 different measurements. There was do you see that on Wild 'N Out?
No, what was it?
There was a girl who was like, hey, you're 6'6". Is that one measurement or 2 different measurements? Is that one measurement? Or I think she said, is that 2 different measurements? So like he's 6 foot tall and has a 6-inch dick.
Like comma, yeah.
The same.
Yeah. Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
My
thing is like
6-inch. Yeah. Oof. I got that.
Really scared. I'm gonna be really scared if like I keep saying like, yeah, 6-inch cock, using it as like a joke for like a big dick, and then somebody just be like, that's not big.
Like,
that's like,
yeah, I was just
like,
joking.
It's really small. That's why it was funny. I have a bigger dick than that, obviously. I wasn't joking to compensate.
It's like the fucking... Remember that thing, the Ben Schwartz thing in the College Humor? And like he was like doing his name. He's like the way he's coming up with his name. You're like, I have a 13-inch dick.
She's like, how big are you? How big am I? I'm my size. Yeah, I have normal size cock. It's, like 6 inches, 7 inches. Is it 6 or 7? No, and then she's like, is it 6 or 7? It's your size. Yeah, I know my size. It's 7 inches.
That's pretty big, and you're like,
and she's like, I guess that'll work. Okay.
Nice.
She's like, if you would have said 6, I would have been like, that's too small.
All right.
I have a completely normal name. My name is Jimothy.
James
Cratcher Snatch. Cratcher Snatch. Timothy Cratcher Snatch.
I was thinking of the name. Oh fuck! Hold on. Okay.
What's your name?
So like Stan to Stanley, right?
Yeah.
So what about like Sam to Samley?
Yeah.
Is Samley an actual name? Wait, isn't that the guy from Lord of the Rings?
No, that's Sam Wise.
Oh, Sam Wise.
Sam Wise the Brave. I have a friend. I can't say what. I don't have a friend.
Oh, well, no surprises there. Okay.
Well, I mean, he's on TikTok, so it's fine. Well, actually, let me check his TikTok name just to make sure, because it might not be his real name, and he might not want his real name out there. And if it's different, I won't say, and I'll just move on. And if it's the same, then fuck that guy. I mean, don't fuck that guy. Or if you want to, you can.
You gotta ask him.
I mean, if you want, you gotta ask him.
You gotta ask him.
Permission.
Are you talking about our really popular friend on TikTok?
Actually, he's way more popular than our really popular friend. Like 5 times more popular.
Oh, so he's like big.
Yeah, he's big. He's a big.
That's crazy.
How big is? Wait, I'm not following him. You know what? I'll text him and I'll ask him what it is. All right, we'll get back to that whenever he responds. I can't even find it. All right, what's our next topic?
Well, we answered all the questions, and we did want to talk about Candy Jar, the viewer's homework. So we can do that.
I wanted to talk about it because I'm the only one who fucking watched it. So whatever.
It sounds interesting. I love candy and I love jars.
Yeah,
I didn't have time.
I like candy and I like jars, but usually I only like mayonnaise jars. The candy jars work too. I guess that still produces.
They'll get the job done.
Yeah, you could probably eat that mayonnaise like tofu. Be relatively the same thing.
Oh, you froze. Oh.
Yeah. Dude, your face froze. Your face froze on the disgust, and you're like,
I don't want mayonnaise tofu. A mayonnaise loaf.
That's pretty much what tofu is. It's just mayonnaise.
Nah, it's milk. It's milk. Oh, God.
Exactly. Mayonnaise is eggs.
Yes.
It's like cheese. It's like egg cheese.
Terrible.
Fermented egg cheese.
No, that deserves hell. Okay. No, I didn't have time to watch the movie. I recently got Plants vs. Zombies on my phone. Didn't realize they were still... So I've been playing that a little bit. It was a fun game. You could have
just played it while you were watching. What the... That's not an inclusive...
And I started watching Crossing Swords. I started it. I wanted to tell you.
I don't like it.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
You know why I don't like it? You know where I got to in that episode? Spoilers for Crossing Swords. Don't watch it.
Which part?
It's from the makers of Robot Chicken. If you like Robot Chicken, you probably will like it. I got to the market part where he's in the castle and he's going to go to his tryouts or whatever the fuck, or after his tryouts.
You didn't even make it through the first episode?
Chill. Yes. And then no, I didn't. And he's in the
Uh.
market, and he's just going around to all the different whatever.
Yeah.
And they're doing just like puns or whatever, or they're doing like dumb. It's just the dialogue. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many times. All right, I'm watching Avatar. There's so many times in Avatar where I just like roll my eyes because like the way they speak isn't like the way that they should speak or whatever, or it's overused. But it's also an old show, so like technically at the time it was probably fine. Watching it like retcon is like, is that the right word? It's not the right word.
I don't know if it's, but I get what you mean.
It's like, dude, just say something else. Like, say the same thing, but just say it in a different way that's like more casual. Because there's so emphasis. It's like, where are we gonna find this? And then it pops up, and then like, wow, that was convenient. It's like, don't say that was convenient. Just say, oh, okay, well, all right. Oh, okay.
Oh, well, there it is. Yeah.
And then that would kind of be comedic because you're like expecting wow, that was convenient. And they're just like, oh, well, whatever.
I kind of like the wow, that was convenient.
Well, it's like Avatar is like, oh, I have a note. I'm gonna let you do your thing though, but okay. So first thing, and I have another thing, and then I'll say my thing after the other thing after you say your thing.
Okay. But well, no, I'm good. So you can just say whatever you want.
This thing I'm gonna say, and then you're gonna say your thing, and then I'm gonna say another thing after your thing, and then we're gonna plan it out like that. We're gonna have that structure. All right, that way we don't step on each other's toes. You got it?
Got it.
You're stepping on my toes, dude. I gotta say my thing. So,
like, dude,
I don't even remember what it was. Fuck. What was I saying? I don't remember what it was.
Damn, you lost yourself on that one. That was on you.
Fuck. All right, how about you go, and I'll say both my things at the same time.
Oh man, I found this. You're a big fan of Silicon Valley, right?
Yes.
I found this video of it was Guilfoyle. Oh, like the actors. Thomas Middleditch, Zach Woods, fuck, what's his name? Martin something.
Scorsese. And, holy shit.
Just like fucking. And Kumail Nanjiani. And so they're like answering fan mail, but it's all like staged and it's all fake, but it's really fucking funny. And at one point, this is a little gross. Kumail Nanjiani's like, he's like, oh yeah, like, when I jerk off, I do it upside down. And Thomas Middleditch is like, oh, like, do you get like a bar and you hang your feet from it? And he's like, yeah. He's like, how else am I going to come on my own face? It was so funny.
Dude, like,
Kumail Nanjiani, man.
Wait, that doesn't make coming on faces doesn't make any sense to me as like a turn on, because like that's fine if you're watching like porn, but if you come on somebody's face, you've already came. Maybe it's like the implication that like, oh, it's gonna go on somebody's face.
Yeah, I don't know,
like,
man. Like,
could you imagine like you spill your load and then you're like, I'm still going, no. Because like you did, it went on their face and it triggers it again. But you just like, you're empty, so you're like, ow!
You're like,
what's happening?
It burns!
I wanted to stop. Cover your face, please.
I'm shooting blanks.
I can't stop. Stop looking at me.
You're like, this is what a starter pistol feels like.
Make a campaign called Save the Starter Pistols. Take blanks out of starter pistols, put in real bullets. Track meets become deadly as fuck. Shit. It's like I can imagine like running like the 800 or the 16 or like it's the 800 and the 1200.
They're all 400 multiples of 400.
I don't think they do the mile. Do they do the mile? That'd be 1600 meter.
Yeah. So they do.
I was a track star. How do I not know this?
You're a track star.
I was a track star.
Okay,
I
God.
talked about this, didn't I?
No, you never did. No.
Okay, well, I was on the I was in the heat.
My Google shit, I said, okay, God, and it started listening to me, and then it stopped. That was freaking... Okay, that was weird. Okay, yeah, go for it.
It's like God, and then like your fucking Google comes up and it's like, you call me.
You're like, oh, okay, what
Google,
the fuck?
Google has like a God complex. Every time you pray, it's like, dear Lord, and then Google opens up.
Wait, have you seen that one? Have you seen that Cody Co video? Yeah.
We gotta make that a skit. We gotta write that down. I'm gonna write that down.
You go. Google is God. God, Google. God. No, but it was Cody Co's his video on the awkward dating show, and they have like the button in the middle.
Yeah.
And there was like that one where he was like pretending to be the button, and like the button was asking really like weird, like kind of invasive questions. And then for one of them, he was like, "Are you religious?" And then he was like, "God is dead." And he was just fucking. I was like, "Oh my fucking God!"
Oh my God.
Oh God, it was a lot.
Google is God. Google has a God complex. All right. Okay. I'm gonna run off on all this. I'm gonna tie up all the tangents that we've been on in 20 seconds. Not 20 seconds. It's gonna take a little bit longer.
All right.
And then we can talk about candy jar.
Excuse me. Oh my God.
Wait, didn't you have a thing? Did you say your thing? Was I listening? I was listening.
I wasn't like I was just dicking around. You know me, man. Haha.
I love it when you dick.
Me. I love when you dick on my face.
Me. I mean around. Fuck.
Well, I mean, whatever it was that I was, it wasn't important.
It doesn't even matter at this point. But the Avatar thing, I didn't remember the first one.
Oh, the second one? Now I remember. I think that like when they're like, "Oh, that was convenient," I think that's hilarious. Like I find it so funny.
Yeah, but like it's just say it in a different way. It's just like, shut the.
It's definitely not. Oh, what? It's definitely not like
your podcast.
Well thought out. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's a very easy way out.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, no, I did.
Oh, you did? No, please. I'm the interviewer. I always put myself in the interviewer slot, so you're the host, whatever.
Oh, no. Wait, we're saving that, bro. We're saving that.
Oh, sure. Are we? Sure. Oh, wait. I forgot about that.
Yeah. We're saving that.
To find out, viewer, when we do it in like 2 months because we forgot about it.
Yeah, definitely.
What the fuck was I going to say about Avatar? What was I going to say in general? Dude, I don't even know. I should have wrote it down. I'm going to start writing this shit down so that I don't forget because I forget.
I have a good idea.
Yeah?
You could record it and then listen to your voice.
Wait, we just stop the entire podcast and I go back to the recording and I'm like, and I'm just like, okay, I got it. Go.
Start the recording.
No, Bricks. Yeah, I remembered. I just remembered what I was gonna say. Dude, how seamless would that be if we actually did that?
We could. We could.
But like right now, it was like a seamless transition. I was like, oh, I just remembered. We're not gonna do that. It's too much work.
Okay, quick, stop the recording. Stop the recording.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Wait, oh, your mom's hot. That's what I was gonna say. Shivan, your mom is so hot. What if your headphones weren't plugged in? It was like on speakerphone. It was really loud. Your mom just like walks past your door and she's like,
"What the fuck?"
I am hot. All right, we should start talking about candy jar. If I remember my stuff, I'll say it, but I probably won't. So don't hold me to that.
Yeah, it's okay.
We'll just make it as an amendment we should start doing that. Oh, another tangent. Let's just do it. Pile it on. This is a tangent episode. If you thought this would be structured, surprise.
Stupid idiot.
You know how like we had a 2-hour special?
Yeah.
This is another tangent. This is not the tangent. This is another tangent. Why did we should have just saved that idea for like now.
Oh, and like revisiting it.
Yeah,
it was. I enjoyed it though. It was fun.
Oh, that's what the bonus episode should be. Just like tying up all the loose
all the tangents. Yeah,
all the tangents, finishing all the thoughts. I think it's a good idea. I just think that our jokes aren't funny enough for us to come back to it and then like finish out whatever.
Yeah, like we say our piece and we're like, okay, like
yeah,
that was good.
One hit wonders. I'm okay with just moving on because I don't hold on to the past. Unlike you, viewer. Just kidding. I'm like making this whole character of like the viewers really hate it when we go off on tangents, but we don't know that. We have no idea what you guys
let us
want.
know. Let us know if you hate that.
How about this is the first time we've gotten comments on anything or questions in general. We just now realized we have people listening to this.
It's fucking sick.
Holy shit. We're just making these just to put them out. And then we have viewers. Wow.
Oh, also, for views, I forgot to mention this, but all of our episodes are on YouTube now, and they all have videos with them.
Nice.
So check them out. We're all updated. After Wednesday, we won't be because then I'll have to. But like for the time being, while we're recording this, we are updated.
Yeah. Shivam finally got his shit together and finally finished editing the videos. I'm just kidding. That's way harder than my job, which is just syncing the audio and like fixing like the issues. Like editing a podcast is really easy. Video editing, shitty as fuck.
It takes a long time.
Long time coming.
But it's worth it. It's fun. It's fun. Oh, fuck. We went off on another one, didn't we?
It was a show. Yeah, I remember. There was a thing that Ben Schwartz did. I don't remember what they did a morning show. It was sponsored by Captain Crunch. Kind of weird, but it was really funny. They just recorded a bunch of episodes, or they just recorded like a long time, and they kept in as much as possible. I think it was mostly improvised, or something like that. And I started watching it because there was like an hour-long YouTube video of just all the bloopers, the things that they cut out. Mm-hmm. Like the actual like series is like 6 or 7 episodes or something like that, and they're all like 5-minute videos. So the blooper reel was longer than the entire series.
That's crazy.
Generally is true. No, that's not technically right. But it was so funny. Like it's just so funny everything that they say. Because they all have like characters. So like Ben Schwartz is a guy who like gets dumped like the first episode, and he goes through the 5 stages of grief throughout the episodes.
Oh, nice.
His co-host just doesn't like, she's like on her own shit, and then their producer is in love with his co-host, and he's like, he says like it's so funny. He was like it was so fucking funny. He was like Ben Schwartz was like, if you could date anybody, who would you date or whatever? And he was like, I would date whatever. Or he's like, what do you like about her? And he was like, she's really pretty and she's smart and stuff like that. And then like the girl starts making fun of herself, and he was like, take the compliment. And then he's just like, and it was just silence.
That's weird.
And he's like, I'm giving it to you, so take the compliment. Like as in like think well of yourself kind of thing. Like don't beat yourself up. And it was like really like intense, but it was just so fucking funny. And then Ben Schwartz just starts like losing it because it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and this is all improvised?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he was like wait, he's like, take the compliment because I'm giving them. And I was like, holy shit.
God.
That was improvised, I think. I think a lot of it's improvised because there's a lot of stuff that they cut out, and a lot of stuff that they kept in. And sometimes you're like, why did they take that out? And it's probably just because it's improvised. Mm-hmm. So it was really funny. What was my point? I brought this up for a reason. Oh, at the beginning of every it's a shitty news show. They always bring up a story that's not true.
Okay.
And it's the girl that does it.
Okay.
And so the producer just lets it happen because he likes her. And then Ben's always like, is this true? There's no way that's true. And like the way that he does it, he's like, there's no way that's true. We're gonna have to, what's the word? Like redact. We're gonna have to redact tomorrow. You're sure this is true? There's no way that's true. That was my impression. It was pretty good.
The intonation was there.
Damn it.
but like it's just hard to do Ben Schwartz's voice.
That's true. I'll work on it, and I'll come back, and next week I'll be better. I'm sorry, I promise. I won't do this again.
It's okay. I know next time you'll be better.
With this shitty. You know, like 5 episodes ago, I was supposed to do impressions.
Oh yeah, we never did that.
Never did it. It's okay. We will never do them. Maybe for a bonus episode. We'll just forget and we'll never come back to it.
I haven't done my fucking damn. I need to practice.
I was saying that like we should just do that at the beginning of everything, at the beginning of every new podcast. Be like, this is all the stuff that we didn't finish talking about, and if it's relevant to like finish the thought, then like we could finish it or whatever. But just like have like a list. And like go through it like quickly, just be like, you said this, you said that you would say this, you never said it. All right, moving on. We were talking about mayonnaise, and then we never finished talking about the question that was asked. So moving on, and then just like how much do we not finish talking about?
I feel like that would be like a good bit, but it would be hard to maintain that. You know what I mean? Just because you'd have to really be poring over all of the details. Yeah, like you'd have to go through everything. Yeah.
We'd have to fucking.
And I'm not about to watch this garbage. What the fuck?
I can't stand listening to Shivam for that long.
Yeah, like I'd probably fucking.
Like me?
Jump off a bridge.
I'm okay with that. So listening to myself, just.
You could just listen to your half.
I just listen. You know, I talk to myself in my house just because I love the sound of my voice. I'm just. It's ecstasy, you know. I just stare in the mirror and I'm like, "How's your day?" So good.
Well, when you're like fucking jerking off, you're like, "Yeah, you like that?" You're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I was like I don't even like put like porn on. I just turn on the podcast.
You just look in the mirror.
I pull up the like file from like. Me editing the podcast, I mute your track and I just listen to yourself. Yeah. And then I like tease myself whenever it's silent, which is not often. I talk a lot.
So you fill in the gaps where I would be talking, and you're just talking to yourself.
Just, like, teasing. Yeah, or like I'm just teasing and I'm getting ready, and it's like a marathon, and then like by the end I climax. Whenever I say peace,
just blast off, fucking brain blast.
Brain blast. That's when I come in her ear.
Oh, that's what I was thinking, but I did not want to say it.
Up the nose. There's 2 holes on the human body that nobody ever uses. I like to take advantage of it. Gross.
That's
terrible. Talk about candy jar.
All right, let's go. Let's move on to candy jar. Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep it short because Shivam didn't watch it, and fuck that guy. What are your impressions of it just from like reading the plot?
It sounds like it sounds very complex. Like it's one of those movies where like I did read the plot summary and I read like a synopsis before you would watch the movie, and like it sounds like it has like an overarching theme of like the debate tournament thing and how they're like enemies, but there's a lot more complexity layered into it.
Yeah. I think this is one of those movies where if you don't watch it, you don't get the same. Like the synopsis doesn't do it. Like it's very much a visual. Oh, is he frozen? Hi.
No, we're good. We're good.
It's very much like a visual movie. That's why I like it, because it's like there's a lot of good cinematography in it, and the camera tells the story. Like the shots tell the story. They allude to certain things. There's a shot. Spoilers for Candy Jar. If you haven't watched it and you're listening to this, pause the podcast, go watch it, and then listen to this when you've watched it. Might as well. Shivam, I'm gonna pause time. I'm gonna pause time, and you're gonna go watch it. In the pause time, I'm just gonna be sitting here like.
And then I'm gonna go watch it.
While I'm like that, you're gonna go watch it, and then you're gonna come back, and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, this is gonna be our special 4-hour episode.
Special 4-hour. No, time's pause, so it'll.
That's
it'll
true.
Just be, it'll be like sub 40. Oh, it's at 40 right now. Rip. Yeah. So like, did you read the entire synopsis? Do you know what happens at the end, Shivan?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, spoilers. Last warning. I'm just going to talk about it. So there's a shot where they're at the beginning of their debate struggle when they're trying to like become a team or whatever, where it shows both of them in bed. It shows both of them in their own beds.
Oh, damn.
And then they're like kind of laying up or whatever, and then they turn like away from each other and they're like distressed.
Oh,
there's a shot later on in the film. Can you guess what happens?
They do the opposite.
Yeah, and it's like to symbolize them like coming together and like understanding each other and stuff like that.
That's cool. That's cool.
There's a lot to do with, because they're both have single moms, right? They're just trying to do whatever. So there's a lot of B plots going on with like the mom and like class elitism and stuff like that. And then like the mom and the two moms are like frenemies or whatever, more enemies than friends.
Okay.
And they have like they amend certain things with each other, and it's so cool the way they do it, because like the whole thing is like debate. They're debate champions. Yeah, flash this light on.
Oh shit!
That's fine. Okay, whatever. They're debate champions, right? So the whole idea of debate is you argue a point, and you use so much evidence to back up that point that at the end they should understand what you're arguing for and why you're arguing for it. But throughout the movie, these debate champions and then like their family and stuff like that, like when they're talking to their family and when people are talking to them, everybody keeps saying, "What's your point? What's your point? What's your point?" And it's just like showing how you can be so smart yet so like clueless about the world and stuff like that. When the fucking guidance counselor died, what the fuck?
That part was wild.
That was so jarring. It was so jarring to watch because there's no signs. Maybe I didn't see them. Maybe I didn't see the symbolism, but there was no signs that was going to happen. And you don't think in like this like teen story that like a guidance counselor is just going to fucking die. Like you're just sitting there. They're just sitting outside of the counselor's office and they're like both annoyed with each other. Because at that point, I think they I think they were already working together or something like that. Oh no, they both got rejected from their schools.
Yeah,
which that was kind of wild too. I knew that was coming. I was like, obviously, like that's got to be like part of the conflict. Okay, I want to say that I don't like the ending either, a little bit, and I'll say why later. But like they're just sitting outside and they're both really upset, mostly for themselves, but they also think that the other person got in. So they're like upset at themselves that they didn't get in, and also envious of the other person because I think they expected each other to like get in and stuff like that. Or everybody expected them to get in they both applied to Ivy League schools. You know this. If you're all listening to this, you probably watched it. But they both applied to Ivy League schools and they both got rejected. One from Harvard, one from Yale. The girl, her name is Lana. Yeah. Lana applies to Harvard, and Bennett is his last name, right? Oh no, Bennett, yeah, applies to Yale. So they're just sitting outside depressed, and then the principal comes up and he's like, and they're sitting outside waiting for the office to open. It's like the beginning of the day, and the principal's like, what are y'all doing? And they're like, we need to go speak to the counselor. Like something happened. Like we both got rejected. We really just need to talk to her. And he's just like, there's no easy way to say this. She died. And I was just like, I literally was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? For like 10 minutes straight. So that was a great surprise. But it's kind of like them growing up finally, where they have to face their problems on their own because they relied like way too heavily on this guidance counselor, and it starts their journey of becoming like individual and like supporting themselves and stuff like that. And then they get closer together as a result. So I thought it was really cool. This is why I wanted you to watch it, so we'd have a discussion about this instead of just talk.
I think like just when I read it, like I definitely was very surprised that they would include something like that, especially
That'd
because
be
this
shit.
movie it's like classified as a comedy,
Yeah, it
and I
is.
was
It's
like
pretty fun.
that's like wild to
It's
me
like
that they would
a
include some, you know what I mean?
yeah, it's like a rom-com, but like it's not it's just it's a lot of it's like a rom-com drama, and it's just like all over. It's kind of all over the place, but not in a bad way. Like there are jokes in it, they're pretty funny. But like it's just I don't know, it's just a story. Like they're just telling a story and they're doing a lot of like cool things. Like in the beginning when they're both going to um it's so weird. I think they're going I don't even remember where they're going. I think they're going either to the guidance counselor or they're going to their club meeting because they're the only two people in the club
Mm-hmm.
except for these two other guys, these two twins that joined that later quit, that later joined again. It's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
But uh they're both trying to like become president or whatever the fuck. I think they're going to the club, but they go separate ways because they just can't stand each other. So the first shot is like them walking together, and then it's an overhead shot, and there's like a path that diverges,
And
and
they
they
like
both take different
oh,
things. And but throughout the whole time, they can still see each other, and they're both speeding up to the point where they both just are sprinting to get to the place that they're going. It's like really weird. They both want to be first person to get there, but they don't want to walk together. They don't want to like interact. And it's like, what the
that's
fuck?
interesting. Oh, I
So
guess
there's
it
like
like it's like a good like way of having character development without any like lines. I think that's really interesting.
yeah, it shows like a lot of the development comes from like the in between, like the shots and stuff like that. Um, I'm trying to remember. There's a lot of B plots between like or not a lot of B. There's some B plots where like the kids get closer to their moms, you know, because they're both their parents are like really just trying to look out for their children,
Mm-hmm.
but they're kind of haphazardly doing it. Like like Bennett's mom is rich as fuck. She's a congresswoman, or I think she's in the Senate. I think she's in the Senate, but
Yeah, it's
she's a
a
congresswoman.
senator.
And she has like buku money without having like a husband or anything like that to help her out.
Mm-hmm.
So she's trying to use like her connections. She went to Yale. She's trying to use her connections and her power and her money to leverage her son getting in,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't get in. So then she's like furious at the institution and being like, maybe I should pull donations. Maybe I should like, uh, whatever. And then, Bennett is like, stop. Like, no, it's over. Oh, there's a fucking thing. Oh my God, there's a fucking thing. So like, there's a line that they say a lot that I think is a great line. They say it first when they're qualifying for debate like champions or whatever to be like debate or like qualifiers for the national whatever in singles. So they're both singular debaters.
Okay.
Um, and they are the whole you don't you kind of don't get this when you're reading the synopsis, but the whole like there's when it shows the debate, it's just people talking just like crazy like fast. They're
Okay.
trying to cram as much information as they can
Mm-hmm.
into everything because the more points you raise, the more points that your opponent has to defend. You know, so like
Mm-hmm.
if you raise like 55 points, they have to address 55 different points. So it's really difficult to like do that. And you send your defense in before. So like you email your like whole argument to the guy, like the moderator, and they're just reading it. So like what you say doesn't technically matter. But like if you stumble, if you can't get through all your points, then like they won't include those in there, and they won't include them in the points. So the whole like they kind of rig the whole debate to just be like a volley of just words. So like when they show you like what's going on in the debates, it's just a bunch of kids just like talking really 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 fast, like insanely fast, and just throwing in a bunch of points. And my point got lost in there. Oh yeah, so they're both so insanely skilled at this, like Bennett and
Lono.
Lona. I know her
Lana.
name. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know her name. Or is it Lana? Is it
Might
Lona
be
or Lana?
Lana.
I watched the movie and I don't know. We'll say Lona. Her and Bennett are like really good at it, and they like win every time. Without like they're like champions. They always qualify and stuff like that. But Bennett's mom is a keynote speaker, and Lona's mom is really upset at her because like she's really like she just leverages her power all the time, and she's like really like I don't know. There's some like weird conflict where like Lona's mom is like, "What's success? Like define success. You keep saying success. Like, do I need a ton of money and power to be successful, or can we be successful in other ways?" And then like they get into like an argument, and then they think that the judges took that into account when saying like who qualified for nationals. So they say that Lona and Bennett are blaming or like their parents and them are blaming like the judges for being biased, and that's why they didn't qualify for nationals as like a single teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I think it's their either their counselor or their coach, like the teacher who's like the sponsor, is like sometimes you lose, like they're like we need to really fight this, we need to challenge this, we need to like go and whatever. And then he's just like, or maybe you just lost, because they don't have any proof that they did that. They're like, oh, they must have like been biased, they must have like cheated us. And he's like, well, sometimes you lose. And they're like, no, I don't lose, I never lose. But then after they lose their spots at Harvard and Yale, after they like get rejected, they kind of like accept it, like sometimes you just lose. So then Bennett's mom tries to leverage him to get into Yale, and he tells that to her. He's like, Mom, sometimes you just lose. And he's like, and that's okay. It's like accepting like losses as like part of whatever, and like the whole story of like taking the loss and like dealing with it. I was like, I don't know, it was a good message, good idea.
Yeah. And it just based off of like what happens with like their guidance counselor, it seems like this is a movie about dealing with loss in like multiple different ways.
Yeah.
It seems really well done. And I'm just going to take a stab here. Is the reason they call it the movie's called Candy Jar is because like in the counselor's office there's like a jar of candy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or there's like her whole office is filled with candy. I
feel
nice. Like maybe the synopsis doesn't. I didn't read the synopsis, so I don't know what it says. But like that's another thing where it's like it's very visual. Like you like the first few shots of like her room is just candy on candy on candy on candy.
Okay.
And it's so awesome. She has like this wall, and this is like something she says to reconcile like their whole thing of like, oh fuck, I didn't get into this private school, my life is over. Because that's what they were like. They were like, I didn't get into Harvard, my life is over. I need to go to a nice school. I need to go to Harvard, or Yale to like make it anywhere. And so that's one thing that Lona's mom was trying to argue against Bennett's mom when she was giving her speech. She was like, so you're saying that if we don't get into a private school, it's worthless, everything's worthless, and it's all for nothing? And then Bennett's mom didn't want to qualify that. She was trying to be like, no. But then later on in the movie, when she's like arguing with Bennett, she was like, you have to go to Yale. Like you can't, if you don't go to Yale, then, and he's like, then what? Is it over? Is everything over? And she's like, well, no, but like you have to go to Yale and stuff like that. And it was like the whole idea that it's like, just because it's a private school doesn't mean shit. It's like it's just like learning to take life as it comes and making do with whatever happens. And that's something that the guidance counselor says. I think that's the last thing that she says to them. And that's the last thing that she says in the movie is she was like, she points to this wall. She's like, you see that wall? And they're like, yeah. She's like, that wall when I started here was empty. And it's just filled with all these like diplomas, like certificates, like achievements, awards, just trinkets, like whatever. And then she's like, all my students, when they go and they do amazing things, they send me stuff back. And she's like, and my hope for you guys is that you will send something. And she's like, and it doesn't have to be like, just because you didn't go to Harvard or Yale, like doesn't mean that you can't, and I'm paraphrasing, she's like, it doesn't mean that you can't like send something, it doesn't mean you can't do something great, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't send me anything. And she's like, I hope to one day see whatever you send me. It's like, I hope to one day receive something from you. And it's like, and that's your legacy, and that's what you need to focus on, not on like whatever. And spoiler alert, they end up losing the debate national finals to this other team of two girls who like flipped the thing back on its head, where they, instead of just shouting out a ton of words, they were just like, they used anecdotal evidence. They were talking about college and how the college system is like broken, and like how they're basically like, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to go to these schools. And she's like, I say, the whole prompt was like, should you go to college, or like, is college necessary? And they were like, college is rigged and like rigged against us. So I would vote nay for the premise, or not nay. It was like you either affirm the premise, so you'd vote AF, or you like, there's something else that's like you defer, like you diff. I think it's AF or diff.
Okay.
Which was like a big point. Or not a point, it was just a big note. They were always like, they would either affirm or they would like deny the premise, and that was the whole thing. And they ended up winning and stuff like that. Because they basically like they forfeited like the whole strategy between. They talk about it earlier in the movie, but they're like, if you ever go up against them, just say that they're like disrespecting the whole like idea of whatever, because they're not, they're not taking it seriously. They're using anecdotal evidence, which you can't qualify or deny. You can't qualify somebody's experience. You can't deny somebody's experience. So therefore, it's invalid to argue with those when they're like, we should just stick to the facts and just throw in as many facts as possible. So then she starts to do that, and she's like, they have disgraced she like, argue that my opponents have like disgraced the whole thing. They're not like, they're not taking this seriously, blah, blah, blah. And then she stops, and then she was like, you know what? I didn't get into Yale. I didn't get into Harvard. Fuck school, basically, when they're supposed to be affirming. So then obviously like the other two win on their own merit too. They probably would have won because they got all the way to national finals as a team.
That's true, yeah.
So it's not like they fucking didn't earn it, but it's like they basically were like, yeah, you won. Like, you got a point. We can't deny this point. That's a good point. The only thing I don't like is at the ending of the movie, they both go to each other's schools. As like a romance film, it's cute, because they become a couple. Oh yeah, the monologue in the beginning, it says that she internally monologues. That's a great fucking thing too. It's another thing where they take the same like concept and the same lines and like repurpose them in a different attitude. So like the first one, Bennett's looking smug as fuck, and he like looks at her and like smirks, and she's like, look at that fucking face. He's so arrogant. He thinks he's like better than me. He thinks he's a great whatever. Well, he's not. And that's when they're deciding who's going to be president. And then the principal's just like, fuck it, you're both co-presidents. I solved it. Get out of my office, which basically is what he says. He was like, whatever, just get out of my office. Like, you guys are co-presidents. That's what we're going to do. And then like, because neither one had an edge on the other person. They're both equally qualified for the position. And they only have two people, so they can't do a vote, or they only have 4 people in their club, so they can't do a vote because they have even numbers. And then later they do the same shot, but it's like when they're dating, and she's like, he thinks I like him. Well, maybe he's right. And it's like, but it's the same kind of smug thing, but it's not like an arrogance thing. It's like the suave, like cheeky, like when you date somebody, kind of like, yeah, you like me, huh?
Yeah, that's like cool. Flirting. That's a cool. Nice callback, yeah. And like just seeing like the differences in like perspective that have taken shape over the course of the movie.
And it's like the same thing. It's just a different perspective on the whole thing. They do that a lot in the movie, and they, which I really like as a device because it shows like growth. It's like you're looking at one situation the other way when you could be looking at it in a different way, and the fact that you choose to look at it in that way signifies your growth as a character. And it's very subtle, it's very simple, but it works. But it's so weird that they end up going to like, I thought that they were going to go to a public school to like together or something like that, or just like not like as prestigious. But she goes to Yale, he goes to Harvard, And it's kind of cute at the end because they all have like apparel, like Harvard gear and Yale stuff and stuff like that. They wear it throughout the movie or whatever, and they end up giving it to each other.
Oh, that
So
is
then they're
nice.
like,
That's cute.
yeah. So they like, they get together at the end and they switch their stuff. Um, there's so many shots like this in the movie. Neither one likes to go to dances, so there's a whole thing of like, oh, you got to go to homecoming,
Mm-hmm.
because like, oh, it's your senior year, you have to go, you've never gone, you should go to homecoming. Neither one has like a date. So then she was like, how about I, like, their parents are like, how about we like dress you up and whatever, or you just see it from Lona's perspective. She's like, how about like I get you a dress, whatever dress you like you can keep, and I'll take the rest back, and then go to homecoming. And she's like, she made a big deal about it, and then finally Lona caves, and then you think she's gonna go to whatever, but she ends up going to the movies instead.
Mm-hmm.
And then guess who she sees at the fucking movies?
Bennett.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. She sees Bennett at the movies, but they're sitting far away from each other and kind of trying not to like interact at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was gonna be it, but then Bennett was like, let me drive you home, I don't want you to walk, because she's like carrying her heels, like
Mm-hmm.
she was walking in heels, and then she like took them off, and she's like just walking barefoot carrying her heels, and he's like, let me just take you home. And that's kind of when it starts to like, their dynamic kind of changes.
Mm-hmm.
um and then later on, when they start dating, when she has the monologue again, they're at the movies, but they're at the movies together, and they're like watching it together, um and stuff like that. And it's like, it's just, there's so many shots, there's so many like examples in the movie where they like do things separately and then start doing them together at the end, you know.
That's nice.
And then like, last thing I want to say, um is like, I like the conflict of the movie, and that's why I think I really like this movie, is because it's not some bullshit like in other rom-coms where it's like, oh my god, you said you love me, but then you did this really horrible thing, and then like, I for good reason don't like you anymore. And then the dude's like, no babe, it's not like that, and she's like, okay. And then they get back together or whatever. Or
Mm-hmm.
it's like, or like somebody says something in the beginning like, oh yeah, I don't like her, and then somebody records it, and then they show her later, and she's like, you said like, oh my god, they recorded saying that you don't like me, or somebody paid you to go out with me, or whatever, which works as like a plot device for one like movie, but then when you repurpose that plot line, it's kind of like dumb. But in this one, like, the romantic conflict is just that they don't think they should be together. Like, they want to, but they're like, I mean, we're going to different schools, we apply to different schools or whatever, like what are we gonna do, like there's like, we can't, oh, like I want to, but like what's the point, we're seniors and stuff like that. And it's a very real like conflict, and it's a very real thing. Like, I had that when I dated my freshman girlfriend, freshman year in college. I knew her from high school, and we had the same kind of thing where it's like, we're not at the same university, so it's like, should we even start dating? Because we didn't start dating until like the summer of our senior year, and it's like, it's a very real conflict, and it's something that's not contrived. It's not bullshit. It's like I want to be with you, but I can't, and it's like, yeah. But then in the end, they're just like, fuck it.
Hey, good
Let's
for
have
them, man. Good
sex.
for them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was very insightful. I feel like I've like basically watched it at this point now that you've like given me like, I do want to
After I-
watch it just for like
Yeah.
because I want to see the cinematography.
Yeah.
And maybe we can like, I'll like, it doesn't have to be on the podcast, but I'll like tell you about it and like what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked it because they talk a lot. They kind of like talk a lot about education, the importance of it, or like if it's important, if college is that important. And I like the main idea that like, college is technically important, but like, what you do with it is way more important than like whatever, which I think is really valuable. That's why I didn't like that they went to private schools. They just ended up going to like really prestigious schools anyways.
Mhm.
Like, they earned it. They're fucking debate champions. Or sorry, runner up, runner up.
Yeah,
They're like the
right.
runner up for the finals. And they were qualified, which is why I was like I applied to Rice and I got rejected, and I saw a valedictorian friend of mine apply to Rice, which he wasn't like close friend. I like knew of him, but he was a valedictorian of our school. He applied to Rice. We both got rejected, and it's like at the end of the day, you're like, what the fuck are you looking for? Like, what do you want in a
Mm-hmm.
person? Like, I think I was more holistic. I had a lot of like interests in a lot of clubs. I had a pretty good GPA in high school, like nothing like super impressive, but like it was decent. I was top 6%, which
Mm-hmm.
got me automatic enrollment into UT, which is public Ivy, so it's like good school still. But it's like is the kind of whole idea where it's like it doesn't make sense what they're looking for, and sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. But if you don't get it, don't it's not a big deal. But then they end up going to like good schools anyway, so it's kind of like okay, I guess it works, but it's like I don't know. I feel like if they were like I don't know because I don't know what the answer to that. I don't think you make them go to a public school because like that's there's like they would have to communicate like oh the value of this school is really good and they can do a lot of good things, but it's not like they didn't buy their way in. It's not like the end of the world because I feel like Yale and Harvard are too prestigious, but
Mm-hmm.
like public schools don't have as many resources as that. So like choosing
Mm-hmm.
to go public instead of private is like the value is not inherently visible. So I don't know. Maybe they were just like let's make it cute
Yeah,
and
I
then
think
whatever.
that was more like, or at least it seems like it would be more on the romance factor.
Hmm.
Wait,
Yeah,
I
it's really
think
cute though. It was so cute.
yeah. No, I will be watching it. And I'll let you know what I end up like what my thoughts on it are. But like it seems like a really good movie. So if you're listening to
Thanks.
this and you haven't watched it, and maybe you're considering it, let us know. And let us know what you
Yeah,
think.
watch it with Shivam. If you
Yeah.
watch it, you're watching it with Shivam, and that's a hot
And we
date.
can we can hang
So
out, yeah.
you can hang out. You can hang out on Shivam's bed with him
Yeah, right there.
in his parents' home.
Yeah. All family movie night.
It'd be all the drama of like, oh my god, your parents are home, but I want to fuck you so bad.
Oh god. All right, all
Ugh.
right. I think we're gonna have to call it. We are out of time, but do you have any last things that you want to throw in?
Um, Backwards hat. Didn't know how to say that. Cool as
Backwards
fuck,
hat.
dude. Wait, do you skate?
I shred from time to time. You know me, Nargod.
Shred.
But yeah, yeah. If that's all, we're gonna wrap this one up. Let us know if you want us to do more movie stuff. I think we do enjoy it. And yeah, let us know what you thought of this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Please comment. Please.
But yeah,
All right.
we'll see you next episode.
All right. Peace.
Dope. That was good.